Hey guys, I hope you're well. Welcome back to another Lattes with Laura. I think we're on episode 6. I could be wrong, I haven't checked, but it doesn't really matter, does it? I hope you have a nice drink right next to you, like I do, to watch this video with, because that is the law. Today I have an iced latte, which is basically an instant coffee mixed with milk and a few ice cubes. So today I have got some burning questions. You guys went in this week. I'm just saying, you guys want to know some stuff. Let's get going. Let's get straight in with these questions. I've got a brand new phone to read them from because I smashed my other one. Apparently it's Face ID, but it doesn't recognize me because I never wear makeup anymore. There we go. Okay, so the first question is by Kill or M-Skill. I'm not really sure which way to pronounce that, but she has asked, is it okay that I possibly love my new puppy more than most humans? Stay safe. Yes, it is. I actually do think that I prefer spending time with my puppy than I would most people out there, apart from my family and loved ones, obviously. Puppies are great company. They are great. They don't judge you. You can look like a mess and they have no idea, and they always love a cuddle. So I think puppies are great company, if you ask me. Polish Sherry has asked, will you do a home tour soon? I don't think I'm gonna do like a full walk around my house kind of tour. I do like watching those kind of videos, but I feel like I'll do like room by room, but I probably won't do the whole like walk around my whole entire house and see its layout. I don't know why, I just have never really fancied doing that on my channel, but yeah, I'm definitely gonna be showing you guys the room renovations that we've been doing. Obviously I have an office tour and a living room tour that are already up on my channel. If you want to watch those, then I'll link them on the screen and I'll link them down below as well in case you're watching this on a TV. But yeah, I think room by room is what I'll stick with. Lucy Cats and Tea has asked, will you take any new habits or changes of lifestyle with you post-lockdown? There are so many things that I have learnt during lockdown that I hope to take with me when this is all over and back to normal. A few things that aren't really that big a deal, but stuff that I miss is just being able to nip out, going to Tesco to buy one thing, going shopping, going to the shops when I need something, not when I need a whole massive essential shop. Walking in straight into a shop without having to queue outside. I don't think I'll take them for granted anymore because I definitely did before. I didn't know any different. Appreciating my parents. I always appreciate my parents because I'm a strong believer in that your parents are your biggest teachers, and I don't know, I just feel like everyone should just respect their parents. They should appreciate them. Of course, everyone's situations are different, but I know with mine, they have been the most fantastic parents a girl could ask for. This is going off on a tangent right now. Can you tell I miss them? But I just really think that I appreciated them before all this, but oh my gosh, I would just love to spend the day with them, to go out shopping with them like we used to go and get a coffee with them. Like I really miss, God, I'm getting upset. I really miss being able to do that with them. And I think that I will always appreciate it a little bit more when I can do it again, because I do really miss them. And it's, you know, I miss, why am I getting upset? This is ridiculous. So my lovely friend Grace Olivia Parry has asked, how do you make the leap from employed to freelance? I always say to anyone that asks me this question, you always must have some kind of savings in your bank account, some kind of buffer, because when you go from employed to self-employed or freelance, I think having that kind of backup money in your account for when maybe months can be quiet, you have that money to pay your bills, you will be so much more calm. I think this situation that we're currently going through has proved that by so much. Hannah0550 has asked, would you ever share any recipe tutorials? I need some new inspiration in lockdown. Oh my gosh, don't we all? I don't think I'll share like recipe videos and stuff like that, just because I'm not the greatest cook. I did actually in my last vlog, I think, include my banana bread making skills, and I couldn't even turn on my mixer. But some advice and something that's really helped me during lockdown is I have a big A4 sheet of paper and I wrote loads of different like recipe ideas. So when I've got a day where I think, oh my God, what are we gonna have for dinner tonight? I literally look at that paper and I know I've got all the ingredients and I just do something off the sheet of paper that we fancy. I also have started my own little cookbook. I've got a little notepad and every time we have a recipe that I like and, you know, make online or something, I'll write down the recipe, because so many times I have found a recipe online, made it, thought, oh, that's really nice, and then forgot the website or just lost the website and never made it again. So I have my own cookbook, but it won't be released to the public because then none of them are my recipes. Cookie Jigsaw 7 has asked, how many kids did you originally want before your miscarriages? I would say I always had in my head 2. Since my miscarriages, I think actually it makes you want more, which is such a weird thing. Like now I'd happily have 4. I'd be like, yeah, 4, just do it. But obviously that situation isn't probably gonna happen for me because I feel like I've already had my 4 in my losses. So it's a bit of a weird thing. I think now that I've had my losses though, I would just be very, very happy with 1 healthy child. And I don't think I would kind of put the pressure on myself to kind of make up the number that I've always had in my head, because to be honest, nothing with babies, pregnancy and miscarriage and all that has gone to plan. So I would just be grateful for 1 now, but I think before all this happened, I definitely had the number 2 in my head. So who knows, hey? Okay, so Lana B96 has asked, if you could go back in time, what moment in history would you go back to and why? Oh my gosh, okay, so long term, I think I'd love to like live in the 60s. I don't know actually, or the 50s. I don't know. I'd go back to like maybe the 50s because that was kind of like a cool like fashion era. But in my personal life, I think I would definitely go back to when I first met Chris, and that was a really, really nice time in my life. Sweet Hannah P has asked, who does the chores in your house? I'm struggling with a little domestic division. Oh, I feel ya. I do, I would say 90% of the chores in the house. I like things done my way. If someone else does them, I will do them anyway. I'll do it again. So I think sometimes it's just easier for me to do the things that I want to do, as much as I kind of moan about it sometimes and get frustrated. I'm a control freak that doesn't want to be in control. That's me. But what I think works really, really well that I have done before, and I have seen other couples do this, is have 1 day a week, especially if you're both working full time as well, have 1 day a week where you both clean the house. Someone does upstairs, someone does downstairs, and then the next week swap over. I think it's really good to have that 1 day a week where you both focus on the same thing, you both focus on the cleaning, because then as well it's not all on one person. So that is something that works really well, and I should take my own advice. Come on, it never notices who I am. Okay, so another question. Have you found any change in Bernie since lockdown started and you're home more? I have noticed that Bernie has become a little bit needy since lockdown. Now, myself and Chris both work from home anyway, so he is used to having us around a lot more, but we did make a point of going out and leaving him for a couple of hours every now and then and just get him used to it. But obviously now, it's not that easy. We can't just go out somewhere for a couple of hours. I think that when I do go upstairs to work or film, I feel like Bernie is just like, what the hell are you doing? And he does get quite needy. It's really hard actually, and especially if you've got a new puppy right now. They do say that you should leave your puppy and get them used to it and get them used to being on their own, but obviously it's so difficult because we can't go out and we're not going to go for a walk without him. So yeah, I have noticed that he's become a little bit needy and a little bit kind of dependent, but I'm really hoping that that is something we can kind of sort out after. And we have gone out and left him when we've needed to nip out to the shops and stuff. So yeah. Okay, so it's time for what's on my lips. So today I've actually gone for a matte lipstick, which I feel like doesn't happen very often anymore. This is actually Vegas Vault, and it's a really, really lovely coral shade. I actually forgot about this, and I thought I wanted something like quite peachy coral. This is the perfect peachy coral colour. It's not too bright, it's not too kind of pinky. Yeah, really nice, really flattering, and great for summer. I've had this one for a while, so it's a good one. Are there any bloggers you don't get on with? Now this is such like a spill the tea kind of question. Like it's the kind of question that if I saw in someone's Q&A, I'd be like, I am watching that. To say there are bloggers that I don't get on with, I think the issue sometimes with not just bloggers, but when there's a lot of girls in an industry, it can get quite bitchy and it can get quite like catty, and I really hate being in a group of friends or being around people that are talking about other people. I really like to stay out of that stuff. I hate being put in a position where I'm having a conversation with someone and it turns that we're then talking about the other person, and I just can't get myself out of that situation. I don't enjoy it. And then I also think when I'm out of the equation, is that what's happening about me? It makes me not trust someone, and I don't like that. So personally, I feel like the industry can be a little bit like that. It can be very catty, and I'm not really here for that, to be honest. Like pretty much all of my life, I've had more guy friends than I have girls until now. And the girlfriends that I do have now, we don't sit there and slag each other off. It just doesn't happen. I hope that answered it without being too much of a horrible answer. Let's move on because this is very awkward. Nicole Smith 4 has asked, what skincare products would you recommend? Okay, quick fire because I don't want to talk too much. I love simple skincare, really affordable, great skincare, works well. And I also like Ren skincare. Again, a little bit more pricier, but works amazingly. And I love their products, can't stop using them at the moment. Okay, Victoria Skorka has asked, what do you take your pictures with? Do you have any tips? Okay, so for any photos that aren't a selfie, I use my Canon. Chris is a photographer, so I use his cameras most of the time and his lenses. And for any selfies that I've done, I use my Olympus pen. And any tips, just practice. Practice, practice, practice. Get confident in front of the camera, get used to the settings. Try not to shoot on auto, learn the settings, get comfortable, get confident, do your research. I hope that helped. Mrs. NS29 has asked, we got a puppy a week ago and she's teething. Advice to stop biting / chewing wrong things. Bernie was terrible when he was teething. He would chew everything. He'd chew my feet, skirting boards, our door frames. I think with puppies chewing, it's a phase you just have to go through. You're not going to be able to stop it. But some things that helped with Bernie were I would get like cloths and wet them and then put them in the freezer. And he would occasionally chew on them for a little while because they were cold. I think it soothed his gums quite a lot. I would also recommend getting a spray from Amazon. I'll leave the link to the one we've got down below. I think we've got like a bitter apple spray. It's not harmful to them, but you can spray it on like your skirting board. So every time he was chewing something that he shouldn't be, we would spray it on there and it would stop him. I thought this time on Lattes with Laura, I would mention an item of clothing that I've been loving at the moment. These jeans. Now, these are actually from Tesco. Would you believe? I love Tesco jeans. Tesco jeans are great. So these originally, I've cut the tags out because I've actually wore them. These originally were, I think, £22, and Tesco recently had 50% off all of their clothing. Obviously, I didn't have time to super browse because, you know, coronavirus. But I did spot these and I've had my eye on them for a little while because they feel really, really nice. So as you can see, they're high-waisted and they have this kind of faded splot. And then at the knees, we have these rips, which aren't too much. But what I like about these jeans is they fit so nicely. Not gonna lie, guys, I have not wore jeans in lockdown the entire time until I bought these. They're so comfy, I actually wore them in lockdown around the house and I didn't feel suffocated, which is always good because no one needs that in their life. So these are the only pair of jeans in lockdown that have got me out of my joggers or leggings or comfy clothes, and for that I salute you, sir. £11. Okay, so the last question is a coming. So Liv McDonald has asked, what's your biggest achievement in life so far? P.S. Really enjoy your content. Thank you so very much. That's lovely of you to say. It's actually quite a hard question to answer. From a work perspective, I feel like turning my hobby, which was talking to a camera, into a job, that's definitely an achievement of mine that sometimes I look back and think, wow, like how did that happen? Like that's amazing. Probably the only job I've had for this long that I still enjoy. So yeah, maybe that's my biggest work achievement, is just what I do every day. In my personal life, God, maybe going through my miscarriages. I don't think I always dealt with things the right way and the best way, and maybe didn't kind of get through it all plain sailing. But sometimes I feel quite proud of myself for what I've had to deal with, and getting to a point where I'm comfortable to talk about it to you guys. I didn't ever think I'd get to that point where I was ready to open up on a camera about my very personal miscarriage story until I had children one day. I thought it'd be something that I would do when I finally had kids, and I felt like, you know, oh, I've got children now, but this is what I went through. But actually I just woke up one day and I was like, you know what, no, I've got to do it now. And I think sometimes I don't realise how kind of strong I felt doing that. So yeah, maybe that is in my personal life something that my biggest achievement. But yeah, I hope that makes sense. But yeah, maybe those two things. I don't know, make me embarrassed. Ooh, I'm all like jittery, I almost spilt my coffee. Right, we need to finish this video. So guys, there you go. That is another episode of Lattes with Laura. Thank you so much to everyone that asked questions. If you do want to ask a question for the next video, then make sure you follow me over on Instagram, because a few days before I film, I will ask on my Instagram stories for the questions from you guys. Of course, if you want to be anonymous, you can. You just have to pop a little asterisk at the beginning of your question. Thanks so much for watching this video. It honestly means so much that you guys will sit there and watch me yattering away answering these questions. So yeah, have a lovely day, stay safe, and I will see you very soon on my channel. Bye!